Hey heavy airsofters, welcome back to the dreaded airsoft vlog. So big news for the airsoft world as the coronavirus is starting to finally play out and fields are now opening up. So with the fields starting to open up, there are still restrictions and there's a lot more enforcement of social distancing. Granted, it's already a social distancing sport, but heading up to the shops or when you're checking in and all that, they're practicing social distancing. So just be aware of that kind of thing. But we get to still airsoft, so that's a big deal right there. So I'm jazzed about that. So I've already done 2 weeks already over at West Coast Adventure Park, where it's my field that I usually go to, and been having fun just getting back into it. I definitely gained a lot of weight and I'm ready to work it off. A lot of airsoft stores are now starting to ease up a bit and you're able to actually go into the stores. For where the close one for me, Airsoft Extreme, I've had a just do business right outside their door. They just hand you the items. You can't even go in and go check out stuff. So, which is kind of sucked, but that's okay. Now you can go in, but I think it's only like one or two, a couple people at a time or something like that. So there's only a couple people that can go in at a time. So, which is understandable. There you have to wear masks, you have to wear gloves, and do all this stuff. So everyone's just practicing social distancing. But hopefully everything will kind of go back to a normality where we don't have to do any of this and the next couple months here, so we'll just have to stay tuned and see how that plays out. So as I said, I went out for the last 2 weeks and I got to test out my high kappa, which is right open right there, and I had a lot of fun with it. I actually did a couple upgrades on it where I heard that if I'm going to run HPA, I wanted metal slide, so I did that, and it worked out really well. I actually had it jam last weekend. So the back receiver part, there was a metal slide that had kind of broken off and they got jammed in there, and then it just like, oh no. So I just had to take it apart, and once I just removed that, cleared that out of there, put some lube on there, and it was firing just as fine again. I gotta say, I really do like the high kappas. It shoots just as good as one of my M4s, honestly. It's got distance. When you can get some pretty high FPS on that when you're cranking up your HPA. That's one thing I like. You can modify it up and down when you're using different BBs, whatever. So it's just really nice. It's got a crazy rate of fire. That trigger is hot. I love that. So at some point here, I'll put another video out of that. But overall, I'm in love with it. It's been a great sidearm. I love having the M4 mag, so I have a lot more ammo. Got to keep it heavy. And there's some fun news coming up. I'm going to be doing a competition game this next week in a West Coast Adventure Park where they're having 2 teams get involved and do a competitive match. So I'll be taking my CM16, which I'll be taking out. I have actually been kind of doing a little bit of work on this. Last time I took this out, I think was when I was doing the general dread videos for Operation Fallout. So I definitely had to change a few things out in here. The hop-up bucking was completely trashed. When I had taken it out, I was having shots that were just curving and it was just destroyed. I've definitely put a lot of rounds through here. So one of the things that I did want to do was I wanted to be a little bit quieter. So I had a suppressor that was a LED suppressor for if I ever did a night game. So I ended up taking that out, and then I got some styrofoam and put that in there, and it definitely made it a lot quieter just doing that, because I just wanted to be a little bit quieter if I'm going to be doing some games where I'm going to go a little bit stealthy. I mean, you can still hear, but people are like, oh god, so kind of thing, right? So, and then of course the box magazine, which was having a lot of issues. I swear all of my box magazines have a lot of issues for whatever reason, so I had to do some finessing with that. I removed the guard at the top so BBs would free flow so it wouldn't get caught, because it was having issues feeding up. Took it apart, greased things up, just kind of looked at things over, and then just kind of messed with it a little bit. Now it's able to free feed, and it's on a retention where it'll keep feeding until it feels a certain tension on it, and then it'll stop. So you don't even have to worry about it. It's just plug in and go. So I love that. So I'll have plenty of firepower for the weekend. But for the most part, there's not too much else going on right now, and I'll be working on some videos. Like I said, I took some stuff out last 2 weekends, and I'll be putting some other videos together. Things are starting to kind of kick up a little bit, and just the working world now, so I'm going to be a little bit more busier, so we'll see how it all plays out. But for the most part, I'm going to still try and do at least 1 video a week. I've been kind of just going for Wednesdays right now since the whole COVID-19 thing went down, so but that might change to go back to the weekends again, so we'll see in how it plays out. So till next time, heavy airsofters. Bye!